Hello.
Great. Happy to have you.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to
How are
see
you?
you guys.
Thanks.
Let me start from quick introduction. Who are you actually, and why did we invited you to this stream today, and what you can talk about? So these guys just joined the lablab.ai. If I'm not mistaken, for Philippe, it was first hackathon. I'm not
For
sure
both of us, yes.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, for both of you was the first
Yeah.
hackathon. So they just joined the lablab. And they built a product which called Forensic AI, and probably you also heard about it. And then one day they woke up, celebrities, Vice wrote about them articles. I today checked that there were much more articles after Vice, and you start to receive emails from people that were interested in cooperation. So I'm really excited to talk with you about this experience and what you're actually planning to do with the project further. So that will be our general idea for today's discussion. And for now, I'm just really want to hear from you. Just introduce yourself quickly and tell about your background and what made you join LabLab Hackathon.
Okay, I can start. I'm Philip. I'm from Portugal, based in Lisbon, and I have a master's degree in computer science, like Artur. So we've been talking between us like a long time ago to participate in something like an hackathon. We've been following the previous hackathons for a long time also, so we decided why not. And then last December, we decided to participate in the OpenAI Hackathon, where we've built this forensic AI software. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's
Go ahead,
pass
Artur.
on to Arthur.
Yeah, so kind of pretty much similar background to Philip. So I'm from Portugal as well. I've also taken my master's degree in computer science. That's actually where we met. And yeah, so Philip was kind of the one who suggested that we could join the hackathon, and we've always been very fond of doing projects together. We've actually been working. We've had worked in a project I think 3 years ago, and so yeah, we decided to just do another one. And yeah, that was it.
That's great. And could you share also some details about the project Forensic AI for those who didn't read the Vice article?
Basically, yeah. Go ahead, Artur. Sorry.
Right. So the concept behind it is for sketch artists, which are people who help witnesses of crimes to have create a visual image of the suspect that they've seen by actually manually sketching the person. And so here's the idea behind it. Our product is to, based on the same descriptions that this witness is going to give to the artist, instead of actually drawing it, the artist will be able to use our software, which is powered by DALL-E, to actually create a more realistic version of the suspect. That's pretty much the core product.
All right. Let me ask then about the difference between, because I know that now you have a lot of emails from different types of people. So it can be probably artists, can be media, and also police officers, yeah, who are interested in the product. So how did you imagine your audience that will be potentially interested in using the product versus people that are contacting you now? So what is the main difference, or you actually define this audience well from the beginning?
So I can answer this one. First, we thought about police officers or even private investigators. And basically, those were the kind of people that contacted in the beginning. We also thought about the sketch artist himself. And then we also received an email of one based in the United States, I guess. So I think it's more or less corresponding to what we've been thinking about the use of the project.
Okay. Okay, so after this, I would love to jump on in more your hackathon experience itself because it's super interesting. On this stream, we have people that didn't participate in the hackathon before, and I want to talk about this. And after that, I'm really would love to hear about the future plans. Do you have them or no? And let's start from the beginning about the hackathon experience. I already heard bit what made you join. Yeah, you were interested and you were actually in the field all the time. So just to try to test your skills, probably that was the reason you decided to join. I'm more interested in the process of being here, getting all this information and starting building actually. So what was the biggest challenge here? And maybe there was something you were missing on this journey and how we can actually improve the process. So maybe some experience from your side and also suggestions how this journey can be better for other people that will join the hackathon.
For my side, for me, I think my biggest challenge was not about the hackathon specifically related, but in my situation, I work full time, so those are two. So we hadn't the time to attend to all of the workshops and webinars and stuff. So we ended up like working all day in our daily day to jobs, and then at the end of the day we would meet together to work on the project. So I think one idea that I'm having just right now would be to perhaps implement some kind of hackathon to people that works that have a full day time job. I don't know. What do you think, Arthur?
Yes, so definitely, I think the time is actually the most challenging part, especially for people like us that work full time. And that's actually an interesting idea. Some sort of like weekend hackathon would be interesting. But this was kind of my perspective during this hackathon is you really need to spend some time thinking what is the MVP of what I want to build, what can I actually build in this time, because the core idea of a hackathon is not to build a product from one point to the other and have like this perfect product ready. To really show what you have and have a great idea and execute it. And it's especially important, as I've said, for people that don't have like 8 hours or 10 hours a day to work on it during the whole hackathon. So yeah, I think that was our main challenge, or at least for me, it was the main challenge to understand what should I exactly build during this time, because I don't have a lot of it.
And was it really enough for you to finish the project in 7 days or to finish just the basic MVP?
I think
we were able to.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we were no problem. I think we were able to finish what we had in mind. We already had like 100 features in mind already, but we knew that we weren't gonna have time to execute them all. So from what we planned for these 7 days, it was more than enough, and yeah, we were able to execute everything.
All right, let us know also more information about your feelings regarding the hackathon. So, do you really think the hackathon can be helpful for people that already have a job, working on their projects, or it's more like boost when you're just starting? And if can be, how?
I guess it depends on the situation of each person. I mean, for me, my ideal is to build a company of my own. In fact, me and Artur already had one, but they didn't have much success. So perhaps people who are starting in the tech industry, these kind of hackathons are good for them because these hackathons help them develop their skills and stuff, and to create new connections. Networking is also important. But for me, I think I would use this kind of hackathons to try to build a new idea so that I can develop a new startup idea.
Okay.
Which I guess is what we are trying to do now with the forensic AI. Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to make actually a startup from this idea, or I'm even more interested from the beginning, like what these people are writing to you, and what's usually the general offer for you. So, are they interested in contributing in the idea, so make it more really useful, for example, for police officers, or they are more interested in having you building software for them? What's usually the offer and the
So
suggestion?
Yeah, go ahead, Arthur.
Yeah, we've had different offers. Some they were mostly focused on collaboration, so people are interested in seeing what we have built, what can they do with that, if it fits their needs or not. And we've also had people asking us if we already have some software to sell, if they can subscribe, etc. But yeah, so that's really it. So people are interested in seeing what if what we have can become something that they can use. Yeah.
Okay.
And we've already had some people that come to us to propose new features, and that's awesome.
That's really great. All right, and yeah, that's I guess time to talk about the plans. So, what do you have in mind? Maybe you didn't start work on it yet because when I talked to Felipe, inviting him to this talk, he told me that you are not working for now. So maybe you have already some plans. And did this Vice article actually change something in your plans? And yeah, actually gave me some inspiration, you know. Now you want to.
Actually, that article changed our minds because we weren't planning on following the project. It was just our first hackathon, just an experience. But after this commotion of around of the software, because we had like the two sides of a coin. Some people who were talking that this was like a negative idea, and the other part was people that actually felt like this was a good idea to follow and to build even further. So our first thought about this was to go after these good people, end quote. So we are planning on talking to some of them, because basically they are like private investigators and police officers, just like I previously mentioned. So we are trying to talk to them to see if this project has a use case, a real use case that can benefit people in the long term. Yeah.
That's great. So you're going to go and ask like final customers.
Yeah.
Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, guys. And I have actually the final question for you. I believe you need to go and work on something. But I really want to ask you your advice to the people that are just joining the hackathons. So they are first time. Some of them has tech background, some of them don't. And what would you advise them to do maybe first, and maybe some points to pay attention on when they just starting?
Yeah. Well, I would say try to get the right team. So don't just focus. This wasn't kind of our case, but we've suffered from it in the past, and we know it's important if you really want to push it to a different level, even after the hackathon. Is try to get the very right team. Don't just focus on getting a lot of engineers. Try to get some product people as well, some product designers, etc. I think that's important, especially for the very tech people. Don't focus on your vision of the product only. That's kind of going back to what Philippe said. Don't just focus on your vision, because if you're not the main end user, and in our case we are not our own end user, their vision is going to be a lot different. And we've seen it in like 5 emails that we got, that people have completely different visions of our product than we have. So focus on customers first and use our skills to execute. And yeah, just on top of my head, I would say this is the two most important.
I just want to add that perhaps you should surround with hardworking people, because that's the thing that would keep pushing and pushing to deliver a final software project, whatever.
All right. So to summarize, have hard workers in your team, people with different background, and to make sure that your project is matching the expectation as final users. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good points. I'm really thankful for joining me today and giving this just tips and also sharing your story. A bit excited of that the project really blew up and people start seeing that it's actually possible to build something, even small version of final project during 7-day hackathon. And I'm really excited that you guys joined us and show this to others.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thanks
much for joining me today.